Welcome to the 2021 NYLAG Pro Bono Awards. I'm AMIRA Samuel, Director of Pro Bono and Volunteers at NYLAG, and it is my pleasure to be here tonight celebrating the extraordinary work of NYLAG's pro bono attorneys and volunteers. This year, nearly 2,300 attorneys contributed close to 75,000 hours of legal services for NYLAG clients. Tonight is a celebration of you, our champions of justice, our heroes of service, our colleagues in the rally to advance the rights of New Yorkers experiencing poverty, racism, and crisis. In the COVID-19 era, facing health challenges, childcare limitations, office closures, and a collective anxiety on what is to come, you continue to prioritize NYLAG's clients, our mission, and our work. You supported our clients vindicating their rights, whether to stay lawfully in the US or safe from domestic violence, to get critical benefits for their health, or so many other vital legal issues, the resolution of which makes life better. Tonight, we will hear about some exceptional contributions made by our pro bono community, and in the spirit of inspiration and celebration, we'll learn to cook a quick and easy meal with celebrity chef Mike Solomonov. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to get cooking. From all of us at NYLAG, thank you for standing alongside us to make New York City a more just city. We are so grateful.
My name is CHAYA KENIG. Progressively, over the years, I left the faith of the Jewish ultra-Orthodox religious community. I have 3 beautiful children, 2 of which I have been deprived of basic parenting rights for over a decade. Because I was openly no longer religious, the dad's family and the community saw it their mission to turn me into an outcast and deprive me of meaningful access to my children. 13 years ago, going to court about my children's custody and visitations, I expected that truth and justice would win, but sadly, that is not what happened. Over and over again, injustice would win, and the truth would be defeated by the onslaught of litigation and lies of the other side. The shock and pain I felt were unbearable when I saw truth and justice be defeated simply because I was not able to have a counsel I could not afford. I felt confused and muted, like I had no voice. Powerless, I was coerced by the power of a father and his attorney, both of whom were backed by an entire community with endless resources that were dedicated to destroying my role in my children's life. I had no choice but to give in and give up meaningful access with my children, including any overnight visitation. I will never forget the sharp pain in my chest when my son asked me why you didn't come to pick me up for our regular Shabbos overnight visits. He thought I was rejecting him. Little did he know that I was not rejecting him. The dad and the community were rejecting me. That Shabbos, I could not stop crying. I lost my children. For years, I felt like a visiting aunt, not like a mother. My attorneys at Crime 11, led by Ray, heard my story and were determined and committed to change that. The same tactics that the other side had used to hide the truth and procure injustice a decade ago were now exposed and repeatedly defeated by my lawyers. When the other side filed baseless contempt petitions to put me on the defensive, my attorneys turned the tables around and got those petitions dismissed. I was no longer on the defensive. I was now on the offensive, and it felt empowering. For the first time in 10 years, I was able to have multiple overnight visits with my children, all because my attorneys fought so hard for me and for my children. For the first time ever, I was on the offensive in my fight for justice. And for the first time ever, because of Ray and his team, I've been able to see what it means for justice to prevail. Earlier this month, we overwhelmingly won my case. The judge saw through the other side's hypocrisies, lies, and the harm that was caused not by me, but by the children's father. For the first time in 11 years, I had my first overnight with my daughter under the new order. I finally felt like a mother again. Our lives have forever been changed. My lawyers were not just hardworking and brilliant lawyers. They are remarkable people first. If it was up to me, I would choose to give them an award for being incredible human beings who are kind, caring, respectful, and humble. My lawyers have changed my life forever, not only because they gave me back the gift of being a mother, but also because they taught me how to be a better person. They have exceeded my expectations in every single way. I'm extremely thankful and honored that NYLAG was able to connect me with Ray and his team. I will forever be grateful for the extraordinary work my attorneys have done on my case and for going above and behind for me. It is my pleasure to present the well-deserved Hero of Justice Award to Ray. It was a privilege to have you as my attorney. Thank you.
Thank you, CHAYA, and thank you, NYLAC, for the honor of this tremendous award. I would also like to thank my tireless team at Kramer Levin, SHANI ADESS at NYLAG, and Julie K at Footsteps for their tremendous teamwork. I took on this case because no parent deserves to be deprived of their children simply because of their religious beliefs. That's not what our Constitution stands for. But it's been only until recently, when firms like Kramer Levin have partnered with organizations like NYLAG, that progress has been able to be made. Shielding clients like CHAYA from the injustice of being without effective counsel is our calling. The work you can do in cases like these can not only change the lives of your clients, but for people to come. You don't need to be a family law lawyer. You just need to strive for justice. Thank you, CHAYA, for showing me what it means to be a model parent as I embark on my own journey of parenthood, and for reminding me of why pro bono work for deserving clients is so important.
Hello, my name is JODI ZIESEMER, and I'm the Director of the Immigrant Protection Unit at NYLAG. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce Alex Bowerman and his amazing team at Hogan Lovells and to present them with NYLAG's Pro Bono Heroes Award. In the fall of 2020, NYLAG's Rapid Response Project received a referral from a woman who was detained by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency and who already had a final order of removal. She was at imminent risk of deportation and needed to file an urgent petition for review and stay of removal with the Third Circuit Court of Appeals in a matter of days. I sent out a desperate plea for pro bono assistance over an email listserv, and Alex answered the call. He got to work immediately, filing his notice of appearance and the stay of removal. He then jumped into researching and writing the substantive brief for the Third Circuit. Our client was a long-term lawful permanent resident from Jamaica, a mother with her entire family here in New York. She had been ordered removed because of a criminal conviction involving a lottery scam. She was released by from ICE detention a few years prior to our involvement in the case so that she could testify against the kingpin in this fraud scheme, which she did. After her testimony, she was re-detained by ICE in the final days of the Trump administration, and they tried to expedite her removal back to Jamaica, a country that she now feared being returned to because of her testimony. Alex presented such a strong brief that the Third Circuit granted him oral arguments, which he bravely did over video to the Third Circuit. Unfortunately, our client was deported before the Third Circuit made their decision, but Alex and his team have stayed on the case and are applying for a waiver and a parole to bring our client back to the United States to be reunited with her children and her family. Alex really is a hero for fearlessly jumping into this urgent but sympathetic case and devoting a lot of time and energy for the compassionate representation of this very deserving client. And we thank you.
Thank you, JODI. I am beyond humbled by this recognition. It's been our great honor to help Kay-Ann and her family, and we're excited to keep doing the work to bring her back home. We're grateful to JODI and her team at NYLAG, who have been there every step of the way to give us the support we need, from developing strategy to mooting the argument to navigating USCIS bureaucratic minefields. I encourage all of you to consider taking on an immigration case with NYLAG or otherwise. There are always a huge number of clients in need, but you can make a huge impact on every single one. These cases are very complex and they require exceptional advocacy. They're also very emotional. The clients have compelling stories. The outcome is never assured. You might hit setbacks, but just being there for your client, answering their phone calls, standing up for them, and making their case is so important and means so much to them. It shows they have someone on their side here in the United States. We've been grateful for that opportunity and hope all of you have it too. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Clinics enable us to serve many NYLAG clients at once, leveraging the support of volunteers to make justice accessible to community members who we would otherwise not be able to serve or who would experience delays due to limits in our internal capacity. Kirkland Ellis has been an invaluable partner on 2 NYLAG clinics, the Mobile Legal Help Center and the Pro Se Clinic.
The Mobile Legal Help Center is an innovative access to justice project that for the past 10 years has partnered with pro bono attorneys to bring a legal office on wheels directly to communities throughout New York City and Long Island. When the pandemic began, the MLHC quickly pivoted to a remote clinic model and rolled out a completely new online system for working with pro bono volunteers. Kirkland & Ellis was the first firm that stepped in to help and troubleshoot and develop the new online intake system, which has now been up and running since July 2020. David Sherman has been a longtime volunteer with the MLHC and since the pandemic has stood out as one of our most dedicated volunteers. David is a remarkable lawyer who goes above and beyond to understand and communicate the issues and needs of each person he comes in contact with. He approaches each new client as an advocate and a problem solver. Even in this limited scope context, he pushes for the best outcomes for the clients he works with.
Our Pro Se Clinic provides support to unrepresented litigants pursuing cases in the Southern District. The pro bono volunteers that staff this clinic help level the playing field by walking litigants through the processes and procedures, advising them on their legal rights and claims, and helping them prepare for depositions, negotiations, and settlement conferences. Chris DeCorco of Kirkland Ellis has regularly volunteered his time with the Pro Se Clinic, placing deposition work with associates and supporting numerous pro se litigants through their complicated court cases. We are so proud to present the Spirit of Service Award to Kirkland Ellis and to recognize volunteers like David and Chris who provided invaluable service to our programs by helping us be more responsive to the communities we serve.
Without further ado, Mike Solomonov.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, New York Legal Assistance Group, for all that you do to combat social and racial and economic injustice for your community. We just wanted to give back and say thank you. I wanted to share with you something very, very simple and easy to make because I know that you guys are really busy, obviously doing important things. So we're gonna make chicken schnitzel with tahina. This is like the, I don't know, this is what everybody basically eats in Israel. This is what I grew up with. This is good to eat cold. This is good to eat hot. This is good to eat on your way to the beach or simply in your bathrobe and underwear at the end of the night, okay? And it's one of my favorite things ever. And actually, your kids will also like it, which I think is a bonus. All right, so listen, we've got in here, we've got little chicken cutlet. Now, this is white meat chicken sliced very, very thin. You can use dark meat if you want. You can use eggplant. You can use zucchini. We're doing chicken breast right now. And this is simply an egg wash. This is beaten eggs with a little bit of spice. Now, you can put in whatever spice that you like. If you like paprika, go paprika. A little bit of cinnamon would also be very, very good. I'm using hawaj, okay, which means basically a blend. It's a Yemenite curry spice. Now this is hawaj shalmarak, so it's like soup spice. It's got turmeric, cumin, black pepper, all things very, very savory. And I've just added it to the beaten eggs with a little bit of kosher salt, and I'm letting the chicken hang out, okay? Now what we're gonna do is then take breadcrumbs or matzah meal, or panko if you like. I threw in some sesame seeds as well. You can throw in cumin seeds, coriander seeds, caraway seeds, but I really like the sesame with schnitzel. It's to me a very familial sort of taste. All right, we're just gonna mix it up. Let's add a pinch of salt also to our mix. All right, and then what we're gonna do is just take very carefully, very cleanly, our chicken with a fork right out, make sure the wash is off. right into our breadcrumb. Give it a flip. Beautiful. All right, and using a dry hand, just sort of pack it on there, okay? You don't want to do a lot of mixing with the wet, sort of eggy fork or eggy hands to the dry, because then you'll end up just battering your hands, which would be delicious, but not super clean. So what you also probably notice is that we're not doing the flour egg wash and then breadcrumb situation, right? And we do that on purpose because we want it to be super nice and crisp. All right, and this way it'll be really, really light. We're going to go into hot oil, not super hot, we'll say medium hot. And I'm using a little bit of canola and olive. A lot of people are weird about frying things in olive oil, but quite honestly, olive oil will work at like 360 degrees, no problem. So, hang on one second. Put in another. Okay, beautiful. Let's do one more, and that I think will cool it all down. So ironically, I don't know if you can hear this, but my fiance's alarm is going off right now, and it sounds like a beautiful harp. Okay, so whether it's picking up in my microphone or not, and my headset, you should be listening to very relaxing harp music right now as you fry your schnitzel. All right, let's turn this down just a little bit. Okay, beautiful. Now, what we want to make sure is that the schnitzel itself is cooking really, really nicely. You don't want to get it like blown out or like really dark on the outside. We're going to throw a little pepper, okay, a little hot pepper in there as well. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm flipping these guys now. I turn them down, the pan down. We're going to let this go a little bit longer on this side at a lower temperature while the pepper is sort of flying away. And we're going to work now on our tahina sauce, okay? So let's get back to the board. Now, this is like chicken with tahina and rice is like the way to go, right? But I like it cold, and I like it actually with a salad too, like chopped salad or like chopped Israeli salad. Really, really good. So what we're going to do is just grab the little knife here, and we're going to mince this up. Now, a green salad or cucumber or tomato salad and schnitzel and tahina, like I said, are fantastic. Steamed rice, really, really good. Or even on freaking white bread. Cold schnitzel salad on white bread is like what I grew up with, and it's fantastic. But we're going to mince a little bit of garlic. We're going to add that to this pan, or this pot, this bowl rather. We're going to add a little bit. I've just got some like lime juice. You can add fresh lemon juice, lime juice, a little bit of vinegar, whatever you want, just some acid. Okay. A little bit of salt. So we've got garlic, we've got our citrus juice, we've got salt. Now you can add some cumin to this if you'd like, or black pepper, whatever you're sort of into. I'm going to keep mine kind of nice and plain and neutral. And then we're going to add our tahina, right? I use Soom brand, which is really, really awesome. Seeds from Ethiopia, processed in Nazareth, and then actually distributed here in Philly. We're just going to add that. And then we're going to add some really, really cold water. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever made hummus at home. But the thing with tahina is that you mix it and then it gets really like peanut buttery, right? Because the sesame is all fat, okay? So what we want to do is add some really, really cold water. Just drizzle it in and whisk, 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 okay? And it's going to look pretty gross. It's going to look oily, and that's totally fine, but you're going to continue to add water until it starts to get really sort of pale and creamy and aerated. And that, my friends, is actually the secret to very good hummus. Now, to this mixture, you can add chickpeas, and it would be in a food processor, and you have something really, really special. You've got really, really good. You've got really good hummus. But this sauce that we're making is the sort of special vinaigrette or special dressing that you kind of find everywhere in most Middle Eastern restaurants, definitely most Israeli restaurants. Okay, and this, especially at Zahav, where we don't mix milk and meat, this acts as like the creamy sauce for essentially everything. All right, so mine's looking really, really tasty. We're gonna add some more cold water to it. All right, and don't be an idiot like me. Use a bigger bowl, okay? This is, I don't know why I'm torturing myself here. All right, and also, like I said too, the thing about the tahina is that it looks a little bit gross and kind of milky and kind of oily until there's enough water, and then it gets like really creamy and almost like, looks like buttercream on a cake. Like it's really, really good. Let's give this a wipe. It's almost there. And I can smell the schnitzel frying away. It's looking really, really good. I'm just gonna grab a paper towel and we're gonna let it drain right here on the cutting board because I don't wanna have to wash any more plates, okay? So that is looking nice. Give our tahina a taste. Good, let's add some more salt. Okay, we're gonna add some more lime juice. I'm gonna turn off my schnitzel pan back here because it's ready to go. Okay. And this, once you make the sauce, this can sit in your fridge for days, for a week actually, or two. And this is a really good replacement. This is a good vegan dressing for salad. This is a good dip for French fries. This is basically a good spread on everything. Let's just get up there. Look at that. Amazing, right? So, so good, so easy. Let's put this down here. Let's get a little paper towel action. And this is the way that I like to eat. You know, I just put it right on the cutting board. Just bring it right on the board. Take our pepper out that's been fried. Just throw it right in there if you want, you know? Maybe a little garlic if you guys are into roasted garlic. All right, and look at, I mean, the schnitzel is just coming over to show you. Oh, come on, what's better than that? Now, if you want, you can add a bit more salt to it. You can do a little bit of parsley, whatever. I'm just gonna give this a really nice thin cut. I'm going to dip and I'm going to enjoy this. And I know that you're going to enjoy this. And I hope that you can carve out just a few minutes to make this fantastic schnitzel. And it will fuel you for doing really, really good things in the world and your community. And thank you so much. L'chaim. I'll see you guys soon.
Good evening. My name is Scott MUSOFF. I'm the head of the New York Litigation Group at Skadden Arps and a longtime board member here at NYLAG. These past 18 months or so have clearly demonstrated the acute need for legal services for so many New Yorkers. And NYLAG has been at the forefront of making its mission rebuilding New York by helping those in need with legal services as well as fighting for racial justice and social justice. We couldn't do it without our pro bono partners. And as tonight's award ceremony has been billed, it's celebrating those that went above and beyond. And certainly that's an understatement when it comes to Linklaters, the recipient of our Spirit of Hope Award. Linklaters has devoted over 1,000 hours to NYLAG clients in 2021. They've taken on some of the most complicated cases, including a number of visa matters. And they've prioritized and devoted so much time to NYLAG's clients while we've all been living in this new normal of remote and in-person work. And whenever we've asked, they've said yes. How can we do it? And for that, it's my privilege and honor, on behalf of NYLAG, its board, its staff, and all of its clients, to award the Spirit of Hope Award to Linklaters for going above and beyond in serving NYLAG's clients. Congratulations, Linklaters. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Good evening. I'm Danielle Tarantolo, Director of the Special Litigation Unit at NYLAG, and I'm here with my colleague, Jessica RANUCCI. We are delighted to be presenting NYLAG's highest pro bono honor, the Champion of Justice Award, to Quinn, Emanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan. We cannot imagine more deserving recipients than our colleagues and friends at Quinn Emanuel. Jessica and I have had the immense pleasure of working closely with Quinn Emanuel over the past 3 years to litigate the class action Williams versus Equitable Acceptance Corporation. The case recently resulted in a significant victory, a settlement that brought monetary and other relief worth millions of dollars to 80,000 defrauded student loan borrowers. I can honestly say that we could never have achieved this tremendous victory without Quinn's expertise, hard work, partnership, and tenacity.
Back in the summer of 2018, 2 clients sought help from NYLAG's financial counselors. Each had a strange item on their credit report. We investigated and found out that Equitable Acceptance had been colluding with dozens of companies to offer sham student debt relief services. They charge clients over $1,000 for a service that's available for free from the federal government. We wanted to take on this massive company, but knew the case would require expertise and resources from pro bono co-counsel. We were turned down by firm after firm, and meanwhile, the statute of limitations deadline was only weeks away. Finally, Quinn Emanuel came to the rescue. They went on to work in close partnership with us for years, drafting a complaint, briefing motions, handling discovery, negotiating a settlement, but most importantly, working with us to overcome obstacles and make difficult strategic decisions.
We grew not only to trust and value this team, but to really care about this group of wonderful people: John OBLAK, Anna Deknatel, and Sophia Kazir. John, Anna, Sophia, thank you so much for your collaboration and friendship, and for helping us secure this critical victory for NYLAG's clients.
Thank you so much, Danielle and Jessica. On behalf of Anna Deknatel and Sophie Kazir and the entire Quinn Emanuel family, we're immensely honored to receive NYLAG's Champion of Justice Award. Quinn Emanuel has worked with NYLAG on a number of pro bono matters, and there is truly no better partner. We're tremendously proud of the outcome NYLAG and Quinn Emanuel achieved in the Williams v. Equitable matter, and grateful for the opportunity to have been involved.
The Williams case illustrates the impactful advocacy that NYLAG regularly achieves as the core of its mission, and the role that partnering firms can play in supporting NYLAG's work and results. Our NYLAG co-counsel brought to the team both legal expertise in consumer and student loan issues and a deep factual mastery of how this scam operated, built from their diligent efforts to connect with and listen to many of the individuals harmed by the scam. That knowledge and dedication were critical to the team's ability to deliver relief for these borrowers. And we know that it's representative of how NYLAG fights for all of its vulnerable clients.
We're grateful for the chance to have worked with NYLAG to fight for these student loan borrowers. After a notably high response rate from our class to the settlement, payments have gone out to our named plaintiffs, a core group of borrowers whose stories bolstered the complaint and the whole class. It has been gratifying to hear the class's appreciation for the meaningful compensation, as well as for the fact that somebody stood up against the fraudsters who ripped them off.
Once again, on behalf of the 3 of us and Quinn Emanuel, we thank NYLAG for the Champion of Justice Award. We congratulate NYLAG on its important contributions as one of our community's key public service legal providers, and we thank all of you for your continued support of NYLAG.
it couldn't be more fitting that for NYLAG's first ever Legacy Award, recognizing the outstanding achievement and work that our long-term volunteers do on behalf of our clients and the communities that we serve, that we're recognizing Pam Wexler. Pam came to the Domestic Violence Law Unit at NYLAG back in 2014 as a long-term volunteer. Since that time, she has been our champion. She is our champion as a lawyer, starting this career after completing an already storied career, learning a whole new area of law based on just the passion, heart, and intelligence that she brought to us on her first day. Pam is so dedicated that in an opposing brief in an appellate case, the opposing side included that he refused to believe that Ms. Wexler was doing this case for free as she claimed because of the countless hours and zeal that she brought to her advocacy on behalf of the client, something she brings to every single client with whom she works. Pam is our champion internally. She is our heart. She provides us with countless words of encouragement, uplifts our spirit every day, and creates team activities to bring us together and always make us feel supported. Pam is our champion externally. She writes op-eds, which she publishes talking about the work and the communities with whom we serve and their needs. She amplifies the work that we do at every opportunity, speaking about all of NYLAG's achievements to anybody who will listen. Pam is absolutely incredible. She's an incredible attorney, and she's an incredible human being. And we, in our team at DVLU, NYLAG-wide, and all of the clients with whom she's worked will feel her incredible impact forever because she has changed countless lives by doing her work with us, by engaging with us as a long-term volunteer. We are so incredibly grateful to her, and her legacy will be forever in our hearts, in our minds, in the work that we do, and in the lives of the people with whom she's touched during her time here and in the time going forward with us. It is my absolute honor to introduce Pam Wexler. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you very much, SHANI, for your kind and beautiful words. You are an amazing mentor, an inspiring colleague, and have become a very dear friend. I am truly touched to be the first recipient of the NYLAG Legacy Award and to have it presented by you. I am incredibly humbled to be acknowledged in this way for my time spent volunteering with NYLAG. However, I want to give my heartfelt thanks to NYLAG for the honor of being part of the NYLAG family and the privilege of working with NYLAG's extraordinary staff and volunteers. I am not the same person I was when I started volunteering with NYLAG 7 years ago. I began my legal career as a corporate and securities lawyer and had not practiced law for 28 years when I came to NYLAG. I had always dreamt of practicing law again to provide help to those most in need. After learning about the compelling work of NYLAG, particularly in the field of domestic violence, I knew this was just what I was looking for. Serving as a volunteer attorney in the Domestic Violence Law Unit has been among the most meaningful experiences of my life. When I began, I had no background in the area of law practiced by my unit, which include intimate partner violence, matrimonial and family law, and immigration. NYLAG is expert in providing unparalleled training and supervision to its volunteers, students, and staff. This work has become an integral part of who I am. My clients remain close to my heart, and it is so fulfilling to be able to help them and offer hope. Although it's been 7 years, the work of NYLAG and my unit continues to deeply move me. At a recent monthly unit meeting, fondly known as Third Thursday, we had a presentation of all that our unit had accomplished during the first year of the pandemic. Seeing the numbers and details in writing of clients we helped literally took my breath away. That's what it's like to volunteer with NYLAG. I believe that volunteers are one of our country's greatest resources. At NYLAG, volunteers, including students, interns, and pro bono partners, enable this amazing organization to increase its capacity to positively impact the lives of so many more clients. It is an awesome responsibility to receive this first Legacy Award. I hope my legacy can be to encourage others to join me in volunteering at NYLAG. I guarantee it will change your life at the same time as you are working to transform the lives of your fellow New Yorkers. Thank you.
From all of us at NYLAG, thank you for being a part of this wonderful evening. We look forward to another year of great work together.
Thank you.